Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Let us start with today's GK class. As you know, that we have come to the time where we will be getting evaluated. That is, you will be getting evaluated that how much you all have prepared and how much you all have not prepared. Okay, and at the same time, apart from this, I would also like to tell you that is there are two good news are there. That is, one, hope so, you can say it to be a better news, not a good news. That is one, that our school may get open as per the newspapers which are telling that your 9 to 12 is going to open in September, and so most probably just after that, that is in October or November, that is within 1 or 2 months, if the cases remains the same, that is if the COVID is under control, so our school is going to be, or not only our but the school and everything will be getting opened as the competitive examinations have been started. Okay, and at the same time, the second is that, what was the second one? All right, the second one, high school, and the second one was, okay, I forgot. Okay, leave it. Let us start with the revision today. That is, now as we again and again we were discussing, or we were telling that this is the subject which is beyond boundaries, that is we don't know that is what would be the entire content or whatever it is. Okay, so today we are going to see that we near the boundary or we are far away from the boundary. Okay, let us have a closer look over it. Let us try to understand it, and at the same time, okay, yes, I forgot to tell you, that is the number of COVID cases are also decreasing. Okay, as per the reports, the earlier the average was around 200, now it has come to 150 around, and the recovery rate has also reached to 65% or even more than that. Okay, so this is a good news for us. Starting with the revision, what we are going to do is, first let me make the screen blank so that you will be able to see this thing. Okay, what I have done here is I have compiled all the 14 pages which are going to come in our UT test 2. Okay, as we can see here, that is the very first page number, that is your animal mix-up. So here what it is telling, that is basically, since you all have studied, you all would have prepared as well, since you have got enough time to prepare this as well, and at the same time, what is that? This was done a long back, that is this is the first page number which you all have done. Okay, so you all would have prepared also, what I hope is. Okay, so the questions, how the questions will be asked, since you can see here, this is basically fill in the blanks only. So the questions which is going to be asked will also remain fill in the blanks only, or it can also be asked in the form of name the following. Like, if you can see, name the organism which has webbed or flipper like arms for swimming. So you will have to answer whether it is turtle or tortoise. Okay, so this is way, or in this way, the first page, that is from your animal mix-up, the questions can be asked. Moving ahead with the other one, like here you have butterflies, they are larger and more colorful, while moths are smaller and less colorful. So the differences are very less, that is similarities are much more. Very minute differences are there, but on the basis of that minute difference only, you will have to identify whether it is a butterfly or it is a moth, whether it is an alligator or it is a crocodile or a cheetah or a leopard. Okay, so in this way the questions will be asked from this page. Moving ahead to the next, don't forget to remember or go through the fact files also just once, so that you remain on a safer side. That is, if any one or more than one questions are asked from the fact file, so you will be able to answer them, you will be able to score good marks, and you will be able to score full marks as well. Okay, moving around India, that is our second page numbers. So this is here also the questions will be directly from your fill in the blanks only, as the southern coast of India is also called the dash coast. Okay, so here what can we say here? I hope this one is the answer, Coromandel coast. Okay, then in the second one, that is here, all these questions, that is here, whether it is the southernmost point or the largest inland saltwater lake. Okay, if you remember, this was there in class 6 as well, you all have studied, that is the largest inland saltwater lake, and falling from a height of 455 meters, river Varahi forms the dash in Karnataka. So all these answers, you have the answers at with you, that is this one is, I hope, Punchikal Falls. Okay, this is the answer for this one. Okay, so you have the answers given at the back in the printed form. Okay, and one more thing, that is, try to recheck your answers from the back so that you remain on a safer side from these mistakes. That is, if you have written some wrong answers, so you will be able to correct it from the back so that you remain on a safer side. Moving ahead with the third page number, that is your science mix. Okay, now what I can see is that in class 7th we have only one page from the science, that is science mix, this page number only. Rest all we have from our environment and India and the world. So which of these is the scientist credited with the theory of evolution? That is your Charles Darwin. And regarding this, you will be studying in class 11th. You have the chapter only evolution. Okay, in that chapter you will be studying about two scientists. One is in front of you, that is your Charles Darwin, and another one is your Lamarckism. Okay, Lamarck. Okay, and that is why the theory which was given by Lamarck is known as Lamarckism, and Darwin's theory by Charles Darwin. Okay, which of these is not a legume? Okay, that is your cassava. Okay, legume, if you remember, legume are the plants, or basically all those plants which produce, like your peanut is there, peas are there, pulses are there. So out of which this is not a legume. Basically legumes, if you remember, the nitrogenous bacteria, that is your rhizobium, they form or they are present in the root nodules of leguminous plants only. Okay, which numbers are used to string the data in binary code? That is your 0 and 1. That is your entire computer language is based on these two numbers only, that is your 0 and 1. Which of these glands is known as the master gland? About this I have already told you, you will be studying in class 8. Okay, that is the chapter reaching the age of, not reaching the age of adolescence, yes, the same chapter, reaching the age of adolescence only. You will be studying about all these glands and at the same time their secretions, that is hormones which they are going to secrete. Okay, which one of the following is known as the red planet? So here basically whatever these questions are there, I am not going to discuss all of them because today we are doing the revision. So you know here, that is the questions will be asked here will be from your multiple choice only, that is 4 options will be given to you. Out of the 4 options, one option is correct, you will have to choose that correct option. Okay, the most important is that do not forget to just go through the fact files as well so that you remain on a safer side. Okay, moving ahead to the hybrid animals. This is related to our environment, and our environment is completely related. Our environment is nothing but one of the branches of the science as well. Okay, so when we are talking about our environment, so here it is the hybrid animals. Hybrid means mixture, it is not a pure variety. So if you can see here, that is the very first animal. Okay, so here it is known as your liger, and it is made from 2 animals. That is, when 2 animals are combined together, you get this hybrid animal, that is known as liger, whose the male parent is your lion and the female parent is your tiger. Okay, in the same way you have the beefalo, that is the bull, and the American bison, that is you have the wolf dog, that is the dog and wolf. Then you have the mule, that is the donkey and the horse, that you have donkey, that is your zebra and donkey. So these two, that is whatever your male and female parents are there, when they two are crossed together, when they combine together, they give rise to a new organism which has the characteristic of both the organism, that is the male parent as well as the female parent. Okay, if you can see this mule, so the face is representing like a donkey, but the back portion is representing like a horse. Okay, in the same case, if you can see in the case of this wolf dog, so the mouth is the body part is appearing like a wolf, the tail and everything, but the mouth is appearing like a dog. Okay, so here also this thing, zebra, the body part is appearing like a zebra, but the mouth part is of donkey. Okay, so this is how the combination of characters are formed, and this is what you are going to observe in these hybrid animals. That is all these hybrid animals which have the characteristics of both male parent as well as female parent combined together to give rise to the hybrid animal. Moving ahead to the presidents of India, these are the different presidents which are formed from time to time. Okay, this is one of the famous scientists as well, apart from being a president, who died few years back in 2007. Okay, now see, this page comprises of these presidents. So the questions will be asked in the form of identify the given pictures. Okay, that is either the picture of APJ Abdul Kalam, or the picture of Neelam Sanjeev Reddy, or Pratibha Patil, or Radha Krishnan, or KR Narayan. Any one of the pictures will be given to you, or even more than one can also be given to you. Even Rajendra Prasad can also be given to you. You will have to identify it. Most of the time you get confused in these two figures, that is KR Narayan. You are not able to identify KR Narayan, and you by mistakenly you write Ramnath Kovind, or you are not able to identify this person Ramnath Kovind and you write KR Narayan. So please don't get confused. Try to have a look over it carefully. Okay, I am telling you again and again, because this is going to create a little bit of problem if you are not remembering the face properly. Moving ahead with the green records. This is what green records are. What these are those records which are being made by the different kinds of plants, that is the green plants which are present all over the world. If you can see here, all these green plants which are present, they are having some or the other characteristics which is very much unique. Okay, if you can see, that is the very second number is your fastest growing plant in the world, that is your bamboo. अब बैम्बू को हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं? बांस कहते हैं. Okay, okay, so bamboo in Hindi it is known as बांस. Okay, सबसे तेज ग्रो करता है, कोई पानी की ज़रूरत नहीं है, कोई फर्टिलाइजर्स की ज़रूरत नहीं है, किसी भी चीज़ की ज़रूरत नहीं है, अपने आप ग्रो करता रहता है. You just have to initiate the process, that's it. Alright, moving ahead, it is the slowest growing tree on the world, that is white cedar. ठीक है, एक बहुत तेज़ी से ग्रो करता है, एक बहुत ही स्लो से ग्रो कर रहा है, रिकॉर्ड बना लिया है. So that is why it is known as the green records. Okay, the smallest flower in the world, Wolfia, that produces the world's smallest fruit which is known as utricle. ठीक है, सबसे छोटा flower, सबसे छोटा fruit. Found in Indonesia, it is the largest flower, Rafflesia. Moving ahead, that is tallest tree in the world, that is your Hyperion. Oldest trees, bristlecone pine. Okay, so this is what, that is all these are the famous plants which are being present all over the world, and they are have, just like we make the Guinness Book of World Records, here they are making the green records by their own. Okay, moving ahead with this, that is our great thinkers. These are those peoples who have basically been the philosophers, and most of them they are the philosophers only. Thinkers are nothing but the philosophers. Okay, Now, the founder of Sri Aurobindo Ashram, that is from the name only you will be able to identify Aurobindo Ghosh. Okay, so this is how the questions will be asked from this page. Also, the questions will be asked in the form of name the following only. Okay, that is, or just dash, also fill in the blanks also can be there. That is, dash is the British philosopher who received the Nobel Prize for literature in 1950. That is your Bertrand Russell. Okay, so this is how you will be going through this, and this is how you are going to answer the options which will be provided to you. Okay, moving ahead with this, that is founder of Buddhism, Gautam Buddha by the name only, ancient Greek philosopher who was a teacher of Alexander the Great and a student of Plato, that is your Aristotle. Founder of Jainism, Mahavira. English philosopher who contributed to the foundation of modern political liberalism, John Locke. Okay, so in this one, that is German philosopher number 9, who was one of the foremost thinkers of enlightenment. Okay, enlightenment, that is your Immanuel Kant. Okay, so these are some of the famous thinkers who have given some or the other philosophy, and their works are being realized, are being given a lot of importance in today's education sector. Mighty mountains, that is the famous mountains which are known either for their size or for their height or for some or the other origins or some of the famous rivers, that is some or the other characteristics are there of these mighty mountains. If you can see the first one, that is the Andes mountain system. It runs from the northern tip of South America to the southern. So if you can imagine from one direction to the other, that is a very huge system. Okay, from one direction to another means a lot. All right, if we move ahead, so we have the world's highest peak, that is the Mount Everest. It belongs to the Himalayas, and River Ganga has its origin in this mountain system too. Okay, moving ahead with some more, that is your Alps, Atlas, Transantarctic, Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Okay, it is not bridge, it is ridge. So these are some of the famous mighty mountains which are present all over the earth, all over the world, and they are responsible for having certain unique features which give them the name as mighty mountains. Okay, if we move ahead to some more, so we have here world of religions. Here also the questions will be asked from identify the following, that is Sri Venkateshwar temple, Ajmer Sharif Dargah. Okay, so either the question will be there, that is identify the given picture, or the question can be there, that is where is this temple situated, that is the name of the place as well. Okay, moving ahead with the natural disasters. So here basically we are talking about the earthquakes, tsunamis, cyclones, super cyclones, okay, and floods, all these things, that is all those natural disasters which take place on the surface of the earth. Okay, and the volcanoes and everything. Okay, hurricane, all these things, they are being discussed on this page number, and the questions will be direct from here also, that is answer the following questions. Okay, next we have the famous forts, that is the mahal, which are being made by different rulers who ruled India for the last many years, from years, and they have made all these forts just in order to identify them or leave a stone or leave a remarkable place, so that later it can be known, it can be identified by other people. Moving ahead, so here also try to remember, that is maybe the entire questions can be there, or a part of the question can be there. Okay, don't think that the entire question will be given to you, as it is very difficult for anyone. So the key points, that is, try to remember the key points which will be important for you to identify this answers. Okay, Fort William, Golconda Fort, Amir Fort, Chittorgarh Fort, Agra Fort, these are the famous forts which are being present. Okay, moving ahead to records of India. So we have basically the records here. It is the first. Now this is a mixture from music, Nobel Prize, swimmers, sports, okay, anything. All these things are being combined together to form this page one, that is the famous first, which are being the persons who have first received either the Oscar award or the Booker's prize or the Grammy awards, or the person to go into space, or the person to climb Mount Everest, anything. Okay, so these are there which are asked from this one. Amazing architecture. Here also the questions will be asked from identify the following pictures, and the names will be given in the options to you. Famous cities of the world. Here also, here the question can be asked in two ways. One of the ways can be your direct, that is the pictures will be given, you have to identify it, or it can be given in the form of fill in the blanks or name the following as well. Okay, so this was from the book part. Okay, this was all for today. If we now move ahead to, okay, if I'm going to show you this. All right, so till now what we have done, we have completed or revised all the bookish part which we have done in this entire unit test 2, okay, or the UT2 syllabus basically we have discussed. Now apart from this, what are the things which are going to come? Okay, these are the certain page numbers which are going to be there, but apart from this, what are the things which are going to be there? That is, current affairs will be there. All of you know this thing very well. So 2 marks current affairs or 3 marks max to max will be there in your paper, and you will have to attempt that. Is that clear? Apart from that, your one of the questions will be, 1 or 2 questions will be there from logical reasoning. Okay, that is a number series or your alphabetical series or something like that will be given to you in order to test your knowledge. Is that clear? So this also will be there. Okay, if we move ahead to the current affairs portion. Okay, so in the case of current affairs, the famous space missions which are being organized all over the world, not only by India but different other countries as well. Please go through it so that you will be able to score good marks or even full marks as well. And at the same time, you have to go through the sports and the famous current affair, that is the governors and your governors space, and these are the things which you will be doing. That's it, nothing more than that. That is last to last, latest 2 to 3 months back current affairs will be there, and hardly it will be 2 to 3 questions which will be asked to you. Okay, now don't forget that reasoning questions I told you, some kind of logical ability, mathematical questions based on your thinking skills. That is, you will have to identify the patterns, and on the basis of that pattern you will be answering the fill in the blanks in that case, or you will be able to complete that pattern or complete that series. Okay, moving ahead, so what we have discussed today, I told you that questions will be having 4 options. If you have prepared, well and good. If you have not prepared, start preparing from now. I told you you will be having 4 options. So if you are preparing it nicely or going through it properly, so you will be able to identify the options, you will be able to identify them clearly, so that you will be able to get good marks. Is that clear? So apart from this, I have told you that the pictures which are given in your book, they are little bit different. That is, it is not a photographic page. Okay, that is, the same shine or same clarity would be there, but still you should be able to identify it. Apart from that, the questions which will be there from your question papers, that is on the links, they will be completely different. That is, since they have been directly taken from the Google and no printout has been done, or they are being taken from other sources as well, so there much more clarity would be there, and there can be slight difference in your pictures. So please go through them well, so that you do not face any problems while identifying them. Is that clear? So remember, okay, apart from all this, you will be having one reasoning skills, that is mathematical questions, logical thinking, or and you will also be having some current affairs questions as well. Okay, so this was all for today. Thanks a lot. I have done my part. I have given you 110%, and I hope 150 from your side. Okay, start preparing from now. Don't waste your time, and I hope all of you would be getting full marks and not full, so 90 to 95%. All of you are going to score not more or less than 19 or 18. Okay, so I hope this is much is clear to you. We will be meeting ahead in the same week if the classes are going to start. Okay, please be on time, prepare nicely, and take all the necessary precautions to not only protect yourself but your family from this COVID-19 till it gets vanished from the surface of the earth. Okay, that's all for today. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.